Hello, my name is En Weiss and welcome to my channel. I am here with a little bit of a different video as promised about the top 5 things I want to see at this English Bushiroad press conference coming up. And I wanted to do something a little bit different. I do a predictions video for the most part, and I feel like I've predicted most things that will come out, and I didn't really have anything unique to add to my predictions. I feel like it's pretty obvious. You know, we got the Anime Expo free run, so we know free run's going to get announced. Quince is probably going to get announced. It's pretty overdue. Bunny Girl's another set, and Blue Archive, and then of course the reprints for ReZero Fujimi, and maybe they'll show off Nikkei a little bit, or just say that we're getting it. So for the most part, like, I feel like the basic announcements are covered. So here we go. Here are my top 5 things I would like to see from this English Bushiroad press conference. So for number 1, I want to see a powerhouse English original. I want something big. I want something very different for En Weiss Schwarz. We should have got sets like Cyberpunk. That would have been huge. Or coming up, you know, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set, or like Teen Titans. Like, I want something really big that's for the English market that not necessarily would do well in Japan. We could do some sequel sets like Avatar 2 and stuff like that. I think would be very interesting, but I just want something big, especially with Union Arena around the corner. Number 2, I would like to see 2 English originals from this press conference. We only have one announced this year so far, and if we don't get a second one by the end of this year, that would really hurt. Announcing 2 would really show a precedent that they're really pushing English originals. I think it'd be really good for the game and for our market, especially when a lot of these sets don't usually do very well and cause a lot of like game stores to not want to purchase Weiss. And I think it would add a lot more to our meta, especially with sets that we already know are going to come over and we already know kind of how they're going to play out. Throwing more English originals mixes up the meta and spices things up for big, like, long-term players. Going on to next year, I would like to see an English original every quarter. I think that would just really spice things up and make people more excited for En Weiss Schwarz. The third thing I'd like to see from this press conference is better foils for English. We had sets like Guilty Gear that were just notorious for having really bad foiling, and the SPs just being really weak, not even having a stamp. It really got us losing faith. The triple Rs, there was only 4 when there was plenty of climaxes that they should have gotten. And when we get sets like quintuplets in Japanese that every card gets a foil, and we get something like Guilty Gear in English, it really doesn't make the English audience feel great about the originals coming up. I will say Ruby did pretty well, although the non like SP foils don't look the best overall, but I think that is a step in a better direction. Avatar had okay foils, and I really hope that they just really focus on foiling and they learn from Guilty Gear and don't do that again. I also would like them to do more interesting stuff, maybe some experimental foils like rainbow foiling, or, you know, Union Arena is going to come out with like pen sign cards, so I really want them to just mess with the foiling and try some new stuff and really push the boundaries of foils in English originals and not give us another Guilty Gear situation. The number 4 thing I would like to see from this Bushiroad press conference is better promos. A big issue a lot of people have had in the community, and me as well, are promos, and this is split up into 2 parts for me. So the first thing I really hate about the promos is I hate that they're very unique cards. Like, there aren't cards in the set, and if a promo ends up being really good, they can be really expensive and they can be really hard to get. The biggest, most notorious one right now is the Bridget promo for Guilty Gear. That promo it's a refresh counter, and you need that in the deck, and it really sucks that you have to go out of this way or spend $100 paying someone else for a card that is very good and that you really want to have in your deck. So for me, you know, I feel like promos should just be foil, and they should be cool, like alternate arts of stuff in the set, maybe stuff that didn't get foiling or didn't get anything unique, or something that you want to use to just promote the set. And I really think it should be used for like sequel sets. So, like, you know, Slime 3 came out, we should have got the Rimuru TD, since they weren't going to reprint the TDs. That should have been a cool alternate art promo, and it would get people to really want to go to shops without making people feel really bad. The second part of this, if they are going to do these unique cards as promos, I would really like to see an English original promo pack that helps boost some of these older sets, giving something like a CX Swapper to Adventure Time, maybe give something to Avatar if it gets banned, something that will help them, something for Mob, that refresh counter, giving us a refresh counter for Guilty Gear that maybe isn't Bridget. I think this would be a great way to get older players to come back and play and give them a reason to go to the shop again and pick up promos. And I think this is a great way to just celebrate English Weiss Schwarz. People can trade the promos with other people, and I think, even though for the most part, like, we know that these would just, most of them will get sold online and stuff, but I think it'd be a great way to celebrate English Weiss Schwarz and utilize the unique promos to support older sets in ways that, especially if a lot of them aren't going to get sequel sets. And this is something I just would really love to see. Fifth thing I'd like to see from this English press conference is for them to be more lax with the ban list. And what do I mean by lax? I want them to take more stuff off the ban list. One of my biggest things is I really feel like when something goes on the ban list, it stays there and it doesn't come off until the set's completely dead, and that really hurts. It really makes me feel like I don't want them to ban anything, because like eventually it'll get power crept, and if we put something on the ban list, like, it just really feels like it's not going to come off. And I understand like how sets are really oppressive. I get why a ban list is necessary, especially like in our format, and how it makes like newer sets feel like invalidated. Like a new set comes out and like the only reason to really get it is if you're a fan, and playing wise it's just not good enough because we have this dominant deck that came out 6 months ago. And I've been reading a lot of different opinions on this, but for me, it would just feel a lot better if they were able to just mix up ban lists, maybe, take off of, choose 1 of 3, maybe they make it to choose 2. And I really want them to be more aggressive taking stuff off. It would just make people feel better when they do ban something. So those are my top 5 things I would really like to see from English Weiss Schwarz. What are your powerhouse picks that you would like to see in English Weiss Schwarz? Would you like to see multiple titles in English Weiss Schwarz come out, one every quarter, or do you think that's too much and that's going to stop really cool JP sets from coming over? 3, what would you like to see from the foiling of Weiss Schwarz? Did you hate Guilty Gear, or did you like Ruby? 4, how do you feel about promos in Weiss Schwarz? What do you think of my promo pack idea? Do you think promos should be unique, or should they be used for reprints and stuff like that? Please let me know. And 5, what do you think of the ban list? It's a very controversial topic. Do you think stuff should be taken off the ban list very aggressively, or they shouldn't take it off until it's not a problem anymore? I really want to know what you think about all these topics, so please let me know down below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a nice day.